Hey Virgos, welcome to August 2018. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are surviving this eclipse season. It's intense. This eclipse season is so intense. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual, doesn't matter who you are, you're going to be affected by it. So today, July 28th, is the lunar eclipse in Aquarius. So what eclipses do is they eclipse out what is no longer serving us. So the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse will light up what is no longer serving us, what is just not in our best interest and our highest good, and it's going to push it right out. And that's why the eclipses are so brutal, because not only do we have to acknowledge and own the fact that, that wasn't for us, we also have to see it released from us. So this is going to be high, intense energy for the next another couple weeks. But what's more important, Virgo, is that Mercury is back in retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde, it feels like all the time. I think it's only actually 3 times a year, but it feels like it's all the time. And Mercury, because it's your ruling planet, when it goes retrograde, it really forces you to have a new frame of mind about things, especially when it comes to relationships. This Mercury retrograde with the lunar eclipse in Aquarius is really forcing us to take a look at our relationships, okay? So, Virgo, you're going to have a new frame of mind about a relationship. You're going to have to change your mind about it. You're going to have to take your ego out of it. You're going to have to take the whole idea, the whole concept of, well, the time spent, that's going to have to be something that you let go of. Yeah, okay, maybe you feel like you wasted time, but everything happens for a reason, and time is actually never wasted because time doesn't exist, but we'll talk about that later. So this new frame of mind, Virgo, is really going to be forcing you to change the way you see a relationship as well, and then it's going to ask you to take some sort of risk, a risk that you know that you've had to take it for a while. And the only reason I'm saying that, Virgo, is because I feel like every time I shuffle your cards, I think it's the 10 of Swords, the card with all the swords pinning you down, and the swords representing your thoughts. So a lot of the times when I'm shuffling for the Virgo, that card pops out, and that's why I know that it is time to take a risk, because your mind is the only thing that's pinning you down right now. That's what's been nagging you not to take this leap of faith. But it is time, for sure, it's time. Okay, so Mercury isn't the only planet retrograde. We got 4 more. Mercury retrograde, asking you to reevaluate, reanalyze, rejuvenate yourself, and not really do anything, okay? Just sit back and observe and analyze, okay? And reflect on everything. Then we have Mars retrograde. So that's our energy levels. And that's why these videos are late. Because your energy is just zapped. Your energy is just messed up. Or if you're born with Mars retrograde, you would get a surge. You get it would feel like a battery, a plug being plugged back in, you getting charged back up. Then we have, so Jupiter just went direct, so that's not retrograde anymore. But then we have Neptune retrograde, okay? And Neptune is our hazy planet. It's a planet of spiritualism and the unseen world. It's Pisces energy. So that's your subconscious mind. So when that's retrograde, you start to remember some things from your childhood. That's how it's working for me. Is you're starting to realize some things that maybe you suppressed, and relationships especially, where you're like, okay, the haze is cleared. It goes inward and you're able to see things a little bit more clear. Then we have Saturn retrograde. Saturn retrograde, that's our authority. So our organization, our seriousness, that's all inward now for us to kind of figure out, okay, what do we want? And how do we get serious about this? Then we have Pluto retrograde. And all these planets are pretty much retrograde until September, so enjoy your August while you can. But Pluto retrograde is when we have to really go inward about our transformations and our rebirth process. And be like, wow, we've come a long way. Okay, so it doesn't look like any more cards are popping out for you guys. So Virgo, August 2018. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so the theme of this reading, first and foremost, subconscious wants you to know that new frame of mind is needed when it comes to a relationship, because you haven't made any movements when it comes to this relationship. You're just sitting there. You're just sitting pretty, being like, you know that you need to make a move. You have no idea what that move is going to be, what that looks like. You're torn in two directions. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? You're optimistic about both directions, but it's all about movement. It's all about saying, okay, I'm gonna eventually do this. And you want to eventually do this come September, October time. Don't be doing anything while all these planets are in retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde. But you are thinking about taking some sort of risk, some sort of leap of faith, and just going for it, spreading your wings and flying. You know, it makes me think about a bird, a baby bird, or what was it? Oh, a bird who's sitting on a branch doesn't worry about the branch. The bird doesn't put its faith that the branch isn't going to break. It puts its faith in its wings, that the wings will carry it. So when it comes to you, Virgos, for August 2018, it's time to put your trust in your wings and recognize that you can take this leap of faith. You have the strength to take this leap of faith and take this risk without worrying about where you're going to land, because you're strong. You have the strength to carry you. So the theme of this reading is about positivity, some greed when it comes to your power, feeling very empowered by yourself, but also feeling like you're fighting for the support and the recognition, especially from this Queen of Swords, this Swords energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, feminine, like more of a, not so much alpha male, but really more on the feminine side, like more intuitive, more kind of, like I want to say like docile, but more like delicate, I guess you could say. So finding support from that person, making some sort of sacrifice when it comes to your marriage or common law or a commitment, and then creating that shift within your partnership in order to get the messages that you need to kind of make you feel a little bit more empowered. Because right now there's some heartbreak, there's some sorrow, there's some pain involving King of Cups and some hard time sleeping. There's a young earth sign here. So really the theme of this reading is to gain your positivity back. You have that ability to, you have the positivity there, gain your optimism back, not be so focused on the finances just for this 1 month. Just have a break of 1 month where you're not focused and worrying about your finances, where you just feel completely empowered. The conflict and the fighting with your support system, especially when it comes to the Queen of Swords, is forcing you to think about making some sort of sacrifice when it comes to your marriage and creating a huge shift when it comes to your partnerships. Because of the messages that you've received in your head, the messages that you're receiving from a higher source has created some pain and heartbreak that you know is involving at least 3 people. This King of Cups, this Knight of Pentacles, and it's really impeding your sleep, and you just want to get back to feeling okay, having fun, being able to socialize with these people without it feeling awkward, without it feeling like you're walking on eggshells, like just being able to be open and honest and communicative. So the situation at hand, Virgo, for August 2018 is the moon. So exactly what we're talking about, that lunar eclipse coming in. It's in Aquarius, it's coming in, and it's eclipsing out what is no longer serving you. So you're going to start to see some things that probably isn't going to sit with you right. Okay? And as a Virgo, I know you're going to call it out. I know you're going to say, that ain't right. Okay? Even though Mercury is in retrograde, think about it, and then you can say it. But the situation at hand for August 2018 for you guys is this moon card. The lunar eclipse coming in, really starting to see people for how they are, really shining the light on your situations, on your life, on your relationships, and just starting to think, okay, just like as the moon does, it ebbs and flows, it messes with the tides, it messes with the waves, it messes with people. That's what's been going on in your mind. You feel like what's been happening in your life right now is messing with everybody, and it's kind of like you're the moon and everybody is kind of reacting to who you are and to what you're doing as, you know, this stable and constant presence, and everybody else is shifting around you because of your presence, and using that energy in order to make some positive changes in your life, including that leap of faith, that risk. So Virgo, the obstacle and the aid when it comes to the moon card, the deception, the situation at hand, is what you've created, what you've birthed, or what you want to create, or what you want to birth. This is, I used to say this is 9 times out of 10 a pregnancy card, but now I'm going to say it's like 8 times out of 10. It really just is nurturing something that you've birthed, okay? So it could be a business, could be a relationship, could be anything, could be a home that you built, you know, whatever you've created. It could even be something, a small little project that you've done. It could be, you know, whatever, you know. What you birth is going to be the obstacle when it comes to your moon presence as somebody who affects everybody, but it's also going to be the aid because you've already created something before and nurtured something before. You're going to be able to nurture this new energy that you've established in your life, which is all about like I said, being that constant presence, and noticing people shifting around you to accommodate to who you are, because you're the main, you're the moon, and people are just orbiting around you right now, okay? Subconsciously, you have the Page of Pentacles, so a young earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo like yourself. Mainly just somebody who you're realizing that this young person is kind of the key when it comes to your power. They're either going to tell you or show you something, or you're just going to intuitively know that this young Pentacles is that catapult, that spiritual catapult that is actually empowering you. It's that change, that person that's initiating change in order for you to be that moon presence that people orbit around, okay? That young earth sign is what's giving you that power to feel like, I'm the moon, everybody else orbit, you know? I'm just going to stay right here. I'm a constant energy. I'm a strong force. My actions affect other people. I matter. I'm special. That energy is being catapulted by this Page of Pentacles that is making you realize your worth. Because I think that's another thing with the Virgo. They're so self-critical. They analyze and they naturally are very critical. So of course they're going to be so self-critical as well. And they don't realize just how incredible. You guys don't realize just how friggin' incredible you are. I know I've told you guys this a million times before. I'm surrounded by Virgo energy. Got my Venus in Virgo. And I know that Virgo by far, I know it's the moon in Virgo and the sun in Virgo, that I would not be anywhere close to where I am now if it wasn't for them. Because you guys serve others generously and without any demands. You do it without ever expecting anything in return. And that is so rare in this society and so rare in this day and age that of course gets taken for granted. And it's only when you're removed from the people that you care about, you're removed from their lives, that they start to notice, oh my God, like when I moved into my moon in Virgo's dad's house, I'm like, wait, how do you do laundry? You know, like a moon in Virgo especially, like they love to serve the people that they care about. So this Page of Pentacles has really catapulted your understanding of just how special and worthy and useful you are. Okay, so this is the card that I was talking about. It's a Ten of Swords. It's all about your mind. It's all about your thinking. And that's what you've been thinking about. That's what's going on up here. So although the Page of Pentacles is down here saying, you got this, Virgo, you're the shit, you have your mind saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't take this leap of faith. I can't do what I want to do. I can't start this new beginning. Just feeling very pinned down as usual. Family and friends are completely taken care of. You don't have to worry about them. Family and friends, you know that they're fine and that they're secure and that they're safe and that their new beginning was exactly what they needed. You right now have a lot of fire energy, really owning that solar eclipse in Leo energy that happened on, I think it was around the, I don't remember. I think it was around the 11th of July. But that Leo energy, the solar eclipse, really made you embody the fiery energy, which is all about optimism, moving forward. And that's what's catapulting this idea for taking a risk, for taking a leap of faith, is this young Leo energy that's fueling that. But then, of course, when Mercury went retrograde, now you're kind of going back inward. So that's why the horse is facing backwards, because although you have the energy and you have the passion to make this leap, Mars and Mercury retrograde are saying, Virgo, pump the brakes, chill out, not yet, okay? Family and friends, big change when it came to the family and friends, and that's why they need you as that constant, Virgo. That's why they need to orbit around you, because their lives are imploding, and sure enough, even... You know, it's actually funny because this is the same, well, it's not funny at all, but this is the time last year where I came on YouTube and told you guys about losing my brother over the eclipse, and he was a Leo. And that was last year almost to the day. And what I remember the most is being so angry. And I remember looking up at the sky and seeing the big, beautiful moon and just being like, that moon, it doesn't matter what the hell's going down here on Earth, that moon is always going to be in the sky. Either a new moon or a full moon, waxing, whatever, it's always going to be in the sky. So that's what the Virgo energy is this August, is even though down on Earth, people's lives are imploding with the eclipse season, with all these retrogrades, Virgo is that moon that we look up to and it's just there. And we know that that's the one thing that we can count on, is that when we look up in the sky, that Virgo moon is going to be there. Hope and fear, Virgo, is your reputation. So when it comes to being that that constant in people's lives and nurturing that constance. It really does stem back to how people are viewing you. Like, you actually are a little bit conscious or self-conscious when it comes to how people view you. You hope for the best reputation as possible. You actually hope to even look at yourself with admiration, but you fear it as well. Because I think what happened, I think for the Virgos in a past life, they were very selfish. And now in this lifetime, the Virgo comes to be selfless. I have also read that every sign that you go through, it means that you've completed that last sign in a previous lifetime. So when you think about that, Virgo comes after Leo, and if you know any Leos, they are about their reputation. They're more about, hey, look at me, what's going on. So if that's something that resonates with you this lifetime, it's hard for you to be that boastful person, that proud person, because you've already completed that task in a past lifetime. And now this lifetime, it's all about selfless acts. It's not about the attention that you gain from it, because Virgos are a lot of the times the undercover saviors, where they're doing things without the acknowledgement. They're not posting on Instagram when they go in and help someone selflessly. So you hope and you fear for that reputation. You hope for it because you know you deserve it in your heart, but you fear it because in some sort of past lifetime, you abuse that power. You abuse that, the accolades and the positive reputation. So that's where that fear is stemming from. And usually just acknowledging that and saying, that sounds like it could make sense. Usually just acknowledging that, it clears it. Okay, so the first step, Virgo, is to recognize you're still thinking like this. Your thoughts are just really pinning you down. You gotta meditate. You gotta meditate or try and silence your mind in some way. Listen to music every day and actually listen to the lyrics. Don't let your mind wander. Get focused on one thing. Read some self-help. Read positivity. Put post-it notes with positive affirmations on your mirror. Do what you can to get your thoughts back right. That is the first step. And then you'll recognize, okay, I gotta move on from something. I gotta move on. I gotta make a change. This isn't working for me anymore. I can keep standing here and just staring at what isn't serving my highest good, or I can recognize, okay, I'll leave this behind because I still have this, and I'm going to move on, okay? And you're going to do that in September. Do not do anything before Mercury and Mars goes direct, okay? And definitely don't be doing anything with this eclipse season. Just hold off until September, but use this month to get yourself there emotionally, to get your heart in the place it needs to be. And then the final outcome will be recognition that you have a lot of opportunities and that you need to end something in order to start allowing those opportunities to come in. Okay, Virgo, so that is your reading. To recap, you guys are our constant. Virgos are that moon in the sky that we can always look up to and just feel safe and secure and loved. And it's time for you guys to start expecting and requesting that energy back and saying, hey, I've been here for you guys. I've been here showing you the way. I've been lighting it up and telling you what you need to hear when you need to hear it. And it may sound critical, but it's only because I care. And with that energy, you'll recognize, okay, how can I help so many people? But then when it comes to myself, I feel completely pinned down. With that acknowledgement, you will be releasing some things. You'll be creating that shift. And you can start thinking about moving on from that thing you know that you need to move on from. The main sword that's right in the back of the neck. That's the thing you got to move on from. Taking that risk, taking that leap of faith, really getting more clear about your relationships and what they are doing for you and what they're not doing for you. And then starting September, starting to really consider moving on, unless you want to spend another birthday doing this whole thing. So, love you, Virgos, so much. Please, as always, comment, like, and subscribe, and share. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. And if you would like a personalized reading, that includes a full astrology and numerology analysis, including the tarot, send me an email below. Love you guys so much. Oh, send me an email. My email is below. See, Mercury retrograde has my mind all jumbled up. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in September for your birthday. Unless your birthday is at the end of August, and happy birthday. Bye, Virgos.